Good morning and welcome everyone. This is Michael Venezia. I'm the head of the equity trading division at Tradeview Markets. Well, this is Monday morning. We anticipated at least some news coming out on the Greece front, which it did. The CAC and the DAX are up 2.5% across the board. They were once up to 3%. Our futures are looking strong. And you know what? I'm kind of, and a lot of my trader friends, and I guess even the media in general, are kind of getting sick of the Greece situation, if you will, and we kind of look for some resolution and move on. But you know what? It's giving us volatility. If it's not going to be Greece, it could be Shanghai, it could be corporate earnings coming up, it could be the Fed hiking interest rates or a fear like that. But it is what it is, and we're going to play it. But the thing with, we have to watch the overseas futures and what Europe is doing, because with this Greek situation, standoff, if you will, or a tense moment, anything can happen at any given time. So a plan, as we always talk about, is more prevalent than always, because you have to have the list of stocks that you want to short if something happens, a list of stocks you want to buy if something happens or it doesn't happen. And you know what? Because of this ever-changing geopolitical situation, sometimes these stocks that you have in mind to short or buy, they change and they rotate because of the volatility, so you have to be extra sharp. But there were only two stocks that I was playing with on Friday in a big way, and I'm going to get right to it, and I'm probably going to be playing the same stocks this morning, so let's get to it. Okay. Here we go in the SPYs. We're going to go to a yearly chart, still in the range. We did come down to a little bit of a gap. If you see right here, let's go to 6 months. Right here where this line is. We held 210.28 this morning. The SPYs, this futures are looking at 212. This is what they did on Friday, 2 o'clock. Is usually when things start happening. They sold up to 211, 207. Nobody really wanted to make a stance. And please keep in mind it was quadruple witching, which always adds to the volatility. But you know what? This is a stock to play right here. FIT, Fitbit, the 2-day-old IPO. Okay, the stock was a hot IPO on Thursday, had a decent range from 31 to 29. Obviously, even if you're not an active trader, you can certainly be aware that Fitbit is a hot product at the very least, and there's also talk about Apple competing with them, okay? But let's go with what happened yesterday, Fitbit. This is the IPO. The stock closed on the IPO day at $29.88, but let's keep in mind right here that the high of the IPO was $31. That was the IPO high, 31. So let's go back on Friday. What is Fitbit? This is $31.29. Right here it based at $31. And this is a good, this stock, Fitbit, traded 24 million shares, 50 million the day before, and it's holding true to all these technical little buy and sell signals because there's no other frame of reference because it's an IPO. So everybody just goes to to somewhat of technicals of short-term charting. I'm long it today. Everybody thinks that Fitbit might be the next GoPro with the IPO. Let's look what GoPro did. So let's keep in mind that's what you have to trade, Fitbit. And the second one is Ambarella. Now I have two reasons for bringing up Ambarella, because this is the stock that does the components for GoPro, and now they're going to do drones. But this is also a stock that I think is also like a microcosmic view of how people view the markets. This is what everybody thinks the market is going to do. And if you have been trading Ambarella and have been shorting this stock, and by the way, it's a pretty thick stock, 4 or 5 million shares a day, and you've been shorting this stock from 75 to 125 and getting nickeled and dimed, and finally on the biggest volume day it's had in 2 years, and the stock is down, well, it was down more than that, it was down 7%. If you're not short Ambarella on a day like this, then you shouldn't be shorting. First of all, you shouldn't be concentrating, and you shouldn't be trying to pick on tops on stocks. Because if you're not in Ambarella this day, just like the market, don't be concentrating and trying to pick tops. Because if you're not in it, then you shouldn't be in any of them. So Ambarella, I'm looking to short again on anything. I'm going to be looking to short probably 123, 124, depending on what happens in Greece. FIT I'm in, and I'm also playing Oracle. How could you not be in Oracle? Oracle, the last 2 days, has had a range of 43 to 41 on 75 and 50 million shares. This is a beautiful, thick, trending stock that's not volatile or whippy or going to give you something like a red hat that's up and down and moves 50 cents. So with this being said, let's see how Greece plays out. There's a lot of volatility. We have earnings coming up a little bit later in the week, and let them tell you what to do. Be prudent. hold your winners and cut your losses, and just stick and move. And when there are situations where you can build into positions like a slow drifting stock, like Oracle, even in Ambarella that traded a huge volume that day, do that. In terms of day trading, you want to trade your Red Hats, you want to trade your CRMs, your Netflixes, which had a nice reversal, a little bios, I certainly applaud it. But until then, let's stick with the good situations, and let's always keep an eye on what's going across overseas. Okay, so until then, everybody have a good day and trade well.